Remember these things before you go for any job interview or you're about to start your design. Remember these 3 laws. So this video is about 3 laws you need to remember for the design that you're going to make. There are lots of laws are there. If you want to check those laws, I have posted some reels and also shorts in the YouTube and Instagram as well. And apart, there are 21 laws are there in UX. Maybe more can be added in the future, or now it can be worked on. But specifically in UX, we have 21. Among all this, we have 3 very important laws that you need to remember. Whenever if someone wakes you up and asks you this law, you have to be able to tell this, because this is very important laws of UX you need to remember. And also, if you are gonna design some UI, this will be very much useful. Let's get into that fast. Number 1, it's very simple law. Increasing the number of choices will increase the decision time. If you have more choices, you will take more time to choose one. That's the real meaning of it. Try to minimize the options that you're going to give. Try to be specific in those options. If you see in this radio button options, if you give lot more options, it will take a lot of time to read all this and choose any one out of that. If you give it scoreable, it's good, but still, if you minimize the options, then only it will be able to it will be very helpful for the user to take less time to choose one. Most of you have seen this Hicks law applied in the real life scenarios when you are going to some restaurants or fast foods. There you'll find a menu card, right? There will be some difference in the menu card in few of the restaurants and few of the fast food delivery shops. So there, this is the one where you can find easily what burger you want to choose, and the size of the burger and the rate of the burger is minimally it's equal to both. You can be able to easily choose any one out of it. It takes very less time. But here, this can be an example of a good application of Hicks law. In this menu card, apart from this Boss Burger, all the burgers are in the same size, and the rates you need to really look into it very minutely, and it takes a stress and cognitive load on your brain, so that it will take time for the user to choose any one out of it. If you don't want to lose the user, you should make a way for the decision very short and crisp, so that user can be able to choose it wisely. If you see in this example, there is a lot of color combinations. There is black, white and red in the top navigation bar where you'll find your mega menu, but still it's really confusing to see which is chosen, and so many options down, and which is highlighted, which is the topics and subtopics, and from where it is coming out. So these are all confusing in this mega menu. So try to give it clear, and try to highlight and de-highlight, increase and decrease of opacities. Try to use hues, tones and shades to the color, the primary color that you're using, so that it will help you to improve your way of presentation. And also it gives the user a healthy view to your website or your mobile application, anything. Easy way to remember Hicks law is what is the meaning of Hicks? Hicks are some person who are really dumb, who are really struggling to understand something. Google defines Hick as a person who is really unintelligent, or it's very hard for them to understand. So keep it simple for the Hicks. Don't overwhelm them with too many choices. It is hard for them to make a decision. Number 2 is Fitts law. It's very important one. Again, the time taken to reach a goal or target depends on the distance and size of the target. I think you all at least have an experience of taking an online course, kind from Skillshare, Udemy or Coursera. They will have courses, and then inside the courses they have 10 to 15 lessons, and the topics and the subtopics, and maybe quizzes and other lessons inside. So why they have this split up, you think? Why don't they give a course in a big long book or a paragraph or a page or something? Because that will confuse the user, and that will question the user's capacity to finish the course. So because they'll think, okay, it's very long, and it will push them to discontinue the course, because if we have it in a very bigger manner without any split ups or without any divisions or segregations. So that's why there's a lot of splits happening in between the courses. We have different lessons, we have different topics. In other way, we can also say the closer and bigger something is to you, the easier and faster it is for you to reach that. We can take this as an example, primary buttons or CTAs, sticky buttons, everything is in the bottom of the screen. Most of them will be in the bottom bottom of the screen or near to the thumb. It's most of the times that happens, either back button or the next button that goes near the thumb, or left and right side near the cursor. So why do you think they are giving it like this? Why? Because it should be nearer to you so that it will motivate you to touch that. It will push you to touch them, because they need you to take, they want you to take the action there. So that's why they are giving the buttons there. So it's always because if you are giving it somewhere in between, it might in between small, or it's not attractive, then people are going to miss that for sure. If you want something to get noticed, then make it bigger and make it attractive and make it touchable. How to remember this law now? You can just easily remember this like saying, how can I fit my finger in the button? Fit when it comes to fits law, like you have to be able to, at least it should be touchable, it should not be so small or it's invisible. And number 3, another important law is Miller's law. The number of objects an average person can hold in their working memory is about 7. It can be more or less too, but people can able to only remember 5 with a normal IQ level. People who are having a normal and usual IQ level, they'll be able to only remember the 7 items at a time. That's what this law talks about mostly. Let's take this form field as an example. We might have a list of form fields or text fields in a proper format, but like they would have segregated in any applications, they would have segregated into personal details, address details, education, experience, and other whatever you want to give. Even each section should not have more than 7. Like if you have noticed it properly, each section will have only within 7 or within 5 or not more than that. This is why, because people won't be able to remember and get through the things, write down the things which is more than 7. They'll get bored easily. People will get bored and they don't feel like, they'll always fill that optional. Even though if we have more than 7 fields, that is going to be optional and mandatory. So it is easy for the user to choose the mandatory ones.